Alle Kleusen haben schon abgedavent und befinden sich auf dem Schulhof. Also the Hasidim von Kardinover Stiebel. All of the little prayer houses had finished davening, and now they had found themselves in the courtyard of the major synagogue, except for the Hasidim of the Kardinover prayer house. Bim bam, knackt es von dorten. You can hear from that place, they're still singing bim bam, bim bam. Sie lachen sich aus, verchasen, mit alle seinen Meschorechim in einem. They make fun of the cantor and all of his chorale together. Sie singen und tanzen mit großes Leibes, als es dacht sich aus. Und wird sich das Chassidim-Stiebel abreißen von dem snagnischen Schulleif und wegfliehen in den Himmel mit zerploschete Bärd, zerfliegende Kapottes und zerfochene Gartlen. They sing and dance with enormous enthusiasm, and it even seems that soon the Hasidim prayer house will lift itself up out of the courtyard of the Misnagdim, and it will fly off into the heavens with beards waving, with capotes flying, and with gartels, with belts also waving. Der Tag ist also eine warmer, und euch die Strahlen in der Luften, in die Kleusfenster und auf die Dächer tanzen Simchas Torah schickerlich. The day is sunny, warm, and also the sunbeams in the air, in the windows of the synagogue, and also the sunbeams on the roofs. They dance like for Simchas Torah, and drunken like for Simchas Torah. Drunk. Arum der Shul.
Wouldn't you say Shikkelech is not quite drunk, because drunk
tipsy.
is tipsy.
How about tipsy?
Yeah.
Tipsy, yes. The lech reduces the force of it a bit. Tipsy. Begelufen. Arum der Shul is a stupenisch, a gedrang, von balabotische Weche Kapayushin, was kriegen über harte balmalachische Hitlen. Around the synagogue, there's a crowd. It's pushing and shoving of balabotish, let's say, it's a householder, but here it means upstanding hats, the soft hats of the upstanding citizenry, which are standing higher than the hard hats of the craftsfolk. An Iberzee stecken heraus heuche Kaimens, schwarz-glanzige, gewirrische Zylinders, and even higher than they are the high chimneys. These are the shiny, black, rich folks' top hats. Bei der Paradner Tier von Beis HaKnesses und euch bei alle hinterste Reingangen stehen Jiden mit ausgezogener Hälser. Just a sec, I'm getting a phone call, so someone else take over.
Okay. So, by the Paradner Tir, next to the pompous door of the synagogue, and also by all the back entrances, Jews stand with their throats stretched out and their heads bent, wie dortische Lämmer bei der Koretta, like suffocating
thirsty.
lambs at the feeding trough. Okay, Rafael, do you want to carry on?
Sure, thank you. Me proeft grappen a stickel negine mit dem rechten Eier. Es geht nicht. Legt man zu dem linken Eier, herausgeworfen. You can try, or they try, to catch a little bit of the song with their right ear. It's not working. So one tries the left ear. It's wasted effort. Herausgeworfen. Man soll kennen der Herren dem Chasen stehendig in Dreußen auf den Schulhof, darf haben a Call von Odomarischen. Was sein Call ist gegangen von einer Eckwelt bis in zweiten Eckwelt. Das liegt die Gemorre erzählt. In order to hear the cantor, as you stand outside in the courtyard, he would have to have the sort of a voice that the first man, Adam, had, whose voice stretched from one end of the world to the other, according to how the Gemara explains it. Leesbrere dreht men weg die Kep von Stadtschol und mechabt Schmurs. Having no alternative, they turn their heads away from the synagogue, the main synagogue, and people start just to converse. Meves, as in wenig in Bes HaKnesses, telt men its takofes, und der Chazen singt Hoshiana. They realize that inside the synagogue, they are distributing now the honors for the hakafis, the rounds on Simchas Torah. And the Chazan is singing Hoshiana, which is near the end of the Hallel. Zwischen Oren Kodesh und der Bima, wo man geht die Hakafis, wird mit dem all tight still. Between the Ark of the Torah and the reading desk, where they will be having the rounds, suddenly it becomes deathly silent. Die Stillkeit zerspreizt sich in breite Kreisen, auf Dorn und Soffen, und fällt zu die verkratete Fensterlech von der Weiberstall. The silence spreads out in broad circles, south and north, and it arrives at the grated window, little windows of the women's balcony. Besannen ungefüllt mit aufgeleuchtete freien Augen. The windows which are filled with the eyes of women, the bright. Aufgeleuchtet, I'm just going to translate aufgeleuchtet, brightened eyes, shining eyes of the women's eyes. Okay. Wie Netzen mit goldene fish, just like nets holding, the nets are like the grates on the windows with golden fish. Von der Stillkeit wird a Stummenisch. Was führt euch das Plapplerei auf die zähnliche Reihenbank? From this silence, there arises a Stummenisch is stopping to talk. So the silence brings with it a cessation of talk, which führt euch silences maybe the conversation on the tens of rows of chairs. Bis das Stummenisch der Kricht zu die schwere eiserne Tieren, until this silence even comes up, arrives at the heavy iron doors von der Schol of the synagogue, und spreizt sich euch auf den Schulhof, and even spreads out outside into the courtyard. Wie a Teich, was wird eingefroren und zugedeckt mit Eis, just like a lake that becomes frozen and then covered with ice. Oh, I should point out that a teich usually means a river, but in northern Yiddish it can mean a lake.
I just ask something.
Sure.
The I read it differently, that the women's eyes looked out like goldfish through. Isn't nets also a net?
Yes, yes. Nets, like, yeah, like nets of holding golden fish. Yes, exactly. Yeah. Epis vos is geschehen in der alter Wilner Stadtschau. Something or other has happened in the old synagogue of Vilna. That's a cliffhanger because now we have to read the next chapter. I'll start it anyway. Der Patch in Stadtschau, the patch, the slap in the synagogue. So what's happening here is apparently the main synagogue, at the edges of its courtyard, are all the little shtiblach, and all the daveners in the little shtiblach on Simchas Torah have finished their davening, and now they're congregating in the Shulhoif and trying to listen to what's happening in the main synagogue. Der Ebershamus, Reb Yoshe, ist gestanden auf die Trepplech von Aron Kodesh und erlangt das Sefer Torah etlichen von die aufgerufene Balabatim. The head Shamus, Reb Yoshe, was standing on the stairs of the Holy Ark, and he handed out a scroll of the Torah to each of the Balabatim who had been called up. Der Unterschames hat sich ihm geplontert zwischen die Fies und ihm gegeben Eitzes. The second Shamus was how are you going to translate geplontert here?
Got underfoot?
Say again?
Got underfoot.
Yeah, it was getting underfoot. And he was giving advice. Now, Rabbi Yasha hat sich auf Zalmenke afile nicht umgeguckt. But the head shamus, Rabbi Yasha, didn't even look at the fellow, Reb Zalmenke. Hat noch nicht vergessen, wie der Zalmenke hat gegeben Chuppe Kedushin an Agune auf a Zettel von Polotsker Rebel. He had not yet forgotten how Zalmenke had conducted a marriage for an Aguna on the basis of a permission script written by the Polotsker little rabbi. Sind demol hat der Unterschames aufgehäuben sein verschäten Kopf. Since then, the second shamus had been lifting up his, now what's farshait here? Or farshait?
Insolent.
Provocative.
Yes, it's insolent. Very good. Thank
Insolent,
you.
yeah.
Had been lifting up his insolent head. Dem vergangenen Erev Yom Kippur hat nicht gewahrt, ach noadik bei der Tier. Die Balabatim soll ihm etwas schenken. This last Yom Kippur, or Eve before Eve before Yom Kippur, he wasn't waiting humbly at the door in order to get a handout from the Balabatim. Nayer, hat sich gestupt voraus zu dem Mispalalim. Rather, he pushed himself right up to the folks praying. Sie sollen nasnenen noch früher, wie sie bezahlen für die Stadt. They should hand over to him even before they pay for the places where they have to daven in the synagogue. The shtet is where people are standing to daven, and the best ones, I guess, there was a fee for them. Nach früher wie sie werfen rein in Kaora, und nach früher wie sie geben ihm dem Ebershamus, even before they put money into the charity box, and even before they hand over to him the first shamus. Und wenn Rabbi Yoshe hat ihm gefragt, Halamai, stupt sich azoi, und für was los nicht die Balabatim bezahlen sehr Chayves, and when he, Rabbi Yoshe, had asked him, how come he's pushing that way? And how come he's not letting the Balabatim pay their obligations? Und daven and milcha, und gehen heim sich abfasten. And they should then be able to daven mincha, and they should go home. And up fasting would imply that it's after Yom Kippur, but maybe they should go home and have a big meal before Yom Kippur. Hat dem Zalmenke geantwortet mit chutzpah. Zalmenke answered Rabbi Yoshe with gall. Was hier? Es kommt mir nicht. What? You think I don't deserve it? Wer der langt die Balabatim Sidurim zum Davenen? Ich oder er? So who's handing the Balabatim their prayer books for davening? Is it me or is it you? Bei wem liegen ihre Shabbos-dicke Talesim? Bei mir oder bei euch? Who keeps their Talesim for Shabbos? Do I do it or do you do it? Und hat es gemusst äußern und verschweigen, weil Reb Levi Horowitz hat ihm angesagt, soll die Geschichte wegen der Agune auf die Lippen nicht bringen. And he had to listen to that and just be quiet because Reb Levi Horowitz had forced him not to bring the matter of the history of the Aguna to his lips. It's waren Eberschames gekommen die Zeit, sich ein bisschen zu kühlen das Herz. Now it was time, I guess this is now on Simchas Torah, it was time for the first Shamus to cool his heart a little bit. Und wenn der Unterschamus eitzet him, and when he gets advice from the second Shamus, seid mechabedem, get jenem, give the honor to this fellow, give it to that fellow. Reizt sich mit dem Reb Yoshe in der Still. Reb Yoshe argues with him silently. Wer fragt euch? Who's asking you? Und singt heuch auf den Call, and he sings high on his voice. Reb Yankov Tzvi Hirsch, Bar Tudros Yoshua Heschel is mechabed mit der hakofa. Reb Yankov Tzvi Hirsch, the son of Todros Yoshua Heschel, he gets the honor of a hakofa. All right, someone else now, maybe Yankov.
Okay. Zalmenkes Verdruss soll sein noch größer, seht wie noch jeder Hakofa, geben die Gewirim ob die Sifrei Teires zurück dem Eberschames und danken ihm. Yashakoyach Rabbi Yoshe, es zu ihm, dem Unterschames, redt man a Wort nicht aus. So Zalmenke's disappointment became even greater as he saw that after each hakofa, the Gevirim return the Torahs to the main shamas, and they thank him. Yashakoyach Reb Yoshe, well done, Reb Yoshe. While to him, the second shamas, they don't even say a word. Zalmenke läuft darauf von die Oren Kodesh Trepplich a versamter und von Kas weiß nicht was zu tun. So Zalmenke runs up the steps of the Holy Ark of the Aron Kodesh as if he were drugged from anger, and he doesn't know what to do.
Sorry, our rope is down, not up. Our roof would be up. So he ran down the steps.
He ran down, correct. So thanks. Sorry, thank you. Right, he doesn't know what to do. Im bemerkt keiner nicht. No one notices him, not a single soul. Erst mamisch unter der Nose steht seiner erneuernter Bekannter, ein Freund, ein Jedid Nähemann, derselbe, wem hat gegeben Chuppe Kedushin. And now, right next to him is standing his close acquaintance, a friend, a faithful friend, the same person to whom he had given, he had arranged the marriage ceremony. Kalman steht dem ganzen Frühmorgen zwischen Gaboyim und Gvirim, nord zum Chasen mit dem Mescheurerim. Und ihm ist Kalamutne auf den Herzen. Kalman was standing the whole morning between the Gaboyim, the officers of the shul and the wealthy people, close to the chazan and the choir, and he was feeling dejected. Soll kriegen a Hakofa in Stadtschul, darf sein der Bankier Bunimovich. In order for him to get a Hakofa in the city shul, it would only be given to someone like the banker Bunimovich. Hat viele nicht mit wem ein Wort auszureden. He didn't even have anybody to talk to. Der freut sich mit den Unterschammes nicht weniger wie jener mit ihm. Und es verflecht sich zwischen sei Aschmus. So he was as pleased to see the second shamas, not less than the second shamas was pleased to see him, and started up. There began between them a conversation. Shalom Aleichem, Reb Kalman. Aleichem Shalom, Reb Zalman. So they greet one another. Favos steht ihr, Reb Kalman? Oni befetach. Why are you standing, Reb Kalman, like a poor man at the entrance? Geht nicht kein Hakofa, and you aren't receiving a Hakofa. Wie komme ich, Reb Zalman, zu a Hakofa in Vilna Stadtschul? So how do I get to be given a Hakofa in the Vilna city shul? Man darf sein zu dem Bankir Bunimovich. In order to get a Hakofa, you have to be like the banker Bunimovich. Meine Abalabos, Reb Kalman, is bei mir Azar Choshev wie der Bankir Bunimovich. So my householder, Reb Kalman, to me, you are as important as the banker Bunimovich. Ruft euch der Unterschammes und warft eigentlich zum Aron Kodesh. So this is what the second Shamas called out, and he glanced at the Holy Ark. Sieht, Gott allein helped him. He sees, it seems to him that God himself is helping him. Rabbi Yosha hat sich übergebeugen über den Geländer und schmust gemütlich mit der Balabos. Reb Yosha was bending over the railing and he was chatting easily with one of the householders. Git Zalmenke still flink und geh ruf auf die Treppler von Oren Kodesh, nimmt Reus a Sefer Teure von Hegel und lässt sich eilig runtergehen. So Zalmenke quietly gave an agile step up the steps to the Oren Kodesh. He took out a Sefer, a scroll of the law from the ark, and he quickly walked down the steps again. Aber Reb Yosha hat sich schon ausgedreht und sehen, als Zalmenke trug das Sefer Teure Farayiden, was hat sich herausgerückt von zwischen die Bänke mit ausgespreiter Arms und nimmt die Reinigkeit. But Reb Yosha had already turned and noticed that Zalmenke was carrying a Sefer Torah to a man, a Jew, who had moved out from among the seats, and with outstretched arms, he was about to take the Torah. Der Eber Shammos hat a scharf Oig von a Talmid Chochem, und is great zu schweren, als ot der Yid mit der ausgechapter Sefer Torah is derselbe, was hat gewollt a Chuppah auf a Zettel von Polotsker Dayan. The main shamas had an eye as sharp as a learned scholar, and he was prepared to swear that the Jew with the grabbed Sefer Torah is the same one who wanted to set up a chuppah on using a note from the Polotsker Dayan. Und wenn Rabbi Yosha, hat sich abgesagt, hat es getan der Untershammes und noch später sich berühmt, als die Idene is an Agune. And when he, Rabbi Yosha, had refused, the under shamas, the second shamas, had carried out the chuppah, and later on we even bragged that the woman was an aguna. Mamzeruk, schreit Rabbi Yosha zum Untershammes. You crook, you bastard. Rabbi Yosha shouted to the second Shammos, was steht schon wieder auf die Oren Kodesh Strip, Simchas Teure in Vilna Stadtschule, gibst du a Sefer Teure an Eucher Yisrael, was lebt mit an Aguna, mit an Eshes Ish? So he shouted at the Untershammes, who was once again standing on the steps of the ark on Simchas Torah in the Vilna city shul. You give a Sefer Torah to an Oicher Yisrael, one who brings shame on the Jewish people, who now lives with an Agune, with a deserted wife, with a married woman. Vossi wird mich öfter schlagen. So what do you think? I know you're going to hit me. Guckt ihm Salmenke an mit a paar Lachis eigentlich. Bei mir ist Reb Kalman a so schöner Balabos wie der Bankier Bunemowitsch. And Zalmenke looked with very angry eyes at the Eber Shammos. For me, Reb Kalman
is spiteful. Lachis is it comes from kaas, but it's lachis, aftzalachis, in spite.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Spiteful. As far as I'm concerned, Reb Kalman is as fine a householder as the banker Bunemowitsch. Eich platzt die Gal, was ich hab sich meine eigene Balabatim. You can't stand, you can't bear the fact that I have my own householders. Ihr meint, als ich werde nispal für euer zugeklebte Board? Do you think that I am impressed with your beard that has been stuck on? Der Polizant auf Rog, auf Rog Trockergas lebt
Leben.
Leben Tischgewisches Bulvanes hat euch aboard. So the policeman who stands on the street corner of Trocker and street next to this Tischgewischkes between on the corner between those two streets, he's also got a beard.
Yeah, I think a bulvan here can mean a tailor's mannequin. So he stands on the trucker corner near the mannequins that Tishkovich has up in his show window. That's my understanding of it anyway.
Okay. So you don't think that Bulvanus is not a street name?
I don't think it's boulevard. No, I think it's a bulvan, which is a well-muscled boor or a tailor's mannequin.
Okay.
And Tishkovich sounds like someone's name, not the street name.
Okay, so the mannequins would have been in Tishkovich's shop, perhaps.
That's my guess. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Reb Moshe?
Der Eberschammer hat schon nicht gesehen, nicht die Stadtschule, nicht dem Eulam und nicht dem Chasen. The over the first Shammers no longer saw the city shul, the congregation and the Chasen. Was hat gewahrt mit dem Machzer in der Hand. Man soll austeilen die letzte Hakoffe. The Chasen who was waiting with a Machzer in his hand to deal out the last Hakoffe. Hat gesehen für sich Bloi Salmenkes Chutzpedika Parjmurete eigentlich. All he saw were Zalman's cheeky, squinting, half-closed eyes. A Shoem hat rausgeschlagen auf Reb Yosha's moil. Reb Yosha started foaming at the mouth, and sein Ponim had geflackert, and his face lit up like fire. Wie man wollte ihm untergezündet, die Bord, as if one had set alight his beard. Hat getan dem langen Arm. He lifted up his long arm, und mit der ganze Breit von der Klonje, and with the whole spread of his palm, runtergelost Zalmenke Nazafrask, let Zalmenke have such a blow, as jener hat sich genommen runterkijken von die Aron Kodesh Treplach, that the other tumbled down from the over the steps leading up to the ark. Das geklappel auf dem Mizrach und auf die Spiegelbank ist mit einmal abgestorben. The chatter of the eastern wall and the benches facing the eastern wall died out suddenly. Die Balabatim haben geguckt zu Tumult auf dem Ebershammes. The householders looked confusedly at the Ebershammes.
Can I ask, Moshe, what do you make of Spiegelbank? I've noticed also that Bergelsen uses the expression a Spiegelbank. What is that?
Well, the way I read it in the dictionary is the benches facing that you have the people sitting at the eastern wall, and these are probably the next most prominent facing them. But I don't have any reference. It's just what I saw in the dictionary and the way I interpreted it.
Okay, thanks.
Sorry, I wish I knew more about it. But yeah, I don't know how it is in Canadian shuls, but in South African shuls, the important people sat right at the front, facing the congregation. Probably the same here in an Orthodox shul. I don't know what the practice is in an Orthodox shul. Yeah.
Yeah, in South Africa, the main seats in the shul are the ones right in front.
Right.
First to second rows.
Yeah, the Justus's dictionary into Dutch says that it's the front row seats immediately opposite the east wall of the synagogue where the richest people sit.
Right.
Thanks.
Yeah, I found it the seats of honor, perhaps.
Okay. Anyway, it's the upper classes who sit there.
Yeah.
Die Balabatim haben geguckt, als Obershammes beim Aron Kodesh und auf dem Untershammes, was hat sich gewolgert. So the householders looked confusedly at the Overshammes, at the Aron Kodesh, at the Ark, and at the Undershammes, who was rolling down below. Zugezeugen von der plötzlicher Stillkeit, attracted by the sudden silence, euch die anderen ausgedreht gehabt zum Aron Kodesh. The other Jews also turned their head to the ark. Die Stillkeit ist in kalter Qualias darüber von Bank zu Bank, über die zähnliche Reihen von Mizrach zu Ma'ariv. And the silence and the cold wave flowed over the benches, from bench to bench, over the many rows from east to west, bis zu die hinterste Schul gewölben, right to the back wall, vault of the Schul. Eine Minute lang hat Rab Yosha Gott nicht gesehen und Gott nicht gehört sich. For one long moment, Rab Yosha didn't see and hear anything around him. nur mit verkrimpten Lippen und paar brennende Augen herabgeguckt auf dem heruntergeschleiderten Unterschammers, but with verkrimmt Krimmen,
Pressed lips.
with pressed lips. But one would have thought Krimmen is more making a face. But
Yeah, its crum is crooked, so
uh,
Yeah.
with
Pursed
pressed
lips, perhaps.
with pursed lips, yeah,
yeah,
something. I would have thought that it would be with,
bent.
would have said pressed lips,
Yeah.
but verkrimpte with with distorted lips, yeah.
Yeah, and while we're stopped for a second, the Schulgewölben, I think, is the vault.
Is the vault.
The Hinterische Schulgewölben is the vault of the Schul in back.
Okay. Yeah.
Entschuldigt mir, I lost my place.
You're too far down.
Okay, let's see if I can get back a little. Where
Okay,
are
stop
you?
there.
Yeah.
Stop there.
I'm
We
on
are,
page 84. Is
I'm
that
a minute long there. I'm a minute long. It's line 1, 2, 3.
yeah, it's about the
Three from
third
the
line
top.
down from your top now, Marsha.
Yeah.
say that again? I'm so sorry. Somebody interrupted me. Told them I don't like to be
Okay,
called
it's
for him this
the
time.
line that starts with Biz Sue, right where you are. It's there. That's where we are.
You're right. Yeah.
Just read a
minute
little
long.
bit where you were going to read.
Okay. A minute long. That's the right line.
Okay, a minute long. Okay, a
Okay.
Shannon Dunk. Just start from there. I'll mute again.
Okay. A minute lang hat Rabbi Yosha gar nicht gesehen und gar nicht gehört, warum sich nur mit verkrimmten Lippen und verbrennendicke und ein paar verbrennendicke Augen herabgeguckt auf dem, I've read that. Wir wollten herabgeguckt auf dem Seir Lazazel, as if he was looking down at some sort of scapegoat. Was man vielleicht in die alte Zeiten herabschneidern von einer Berg in Midbar, that they used to in the olden days send down from a mountain into the desert a kapora for alle Juden to be an atonement for the Jews. Eigentlich hat Rabbi Yosha der fehlt a gespannte Stillkeit. Eventually, Rabbi Yosha felt a tense silence und er sehen, wie die ganze Stadtschule mit Jeden guckt auf ihm and saw how the whole congregation was looking at him. Salmenke, nicht also zerklappt wie übergeschrocken, Salmenke, not so much hurt as frightened, ist gelegen auf der Erde und nicht herabgenommen sein Blick von Joshua von Joshuas gaslanische Augen. Salmenke, not as much hurt as frightened, lay on the ground and never took his eyes off, never took his gaze off Joshua's criminal, murderous eyes, was haben sich wie gereichert in sein Horikponim that were like smoking in his hairy face. Salmankas ganze Gava Lahachis is weg mit dem Patsch, wenn hat viele Meure gehabt, sich aufzustellen. Salman's whole pride and spite disappeared with the blow, and he was even frightened to get himself up. Bis der Ebershammes wird es ihm nicht heißen. He was frightened to get up until he would be told to get up by the Overshammes. Aber wenn hat sehen, wie Rabbi Yosha guckt sich herum, unruhig, but when he saw how not at rest, but uneasily, how uneasily Rabbi Yosha was looking around, hat sich Pamelech aufgestellt. He slowly got up und sich herumgeguckt and also looked around. Hat sehen, die hunderter aufgerissene Augen. He saw the hundreds of raised eyes und gleich gefühlt, als der Olam ist mit ihm, and right away felt that he had the congregation on his side. Hat sich ausgetuchet, so he sobered himself up from sein Schreck, from his fright, und ihm ist befallen a wilder Mut, and a wild courage came over him in einem mit noch wilderen cast, together with an even wilder anger. Hat a Sprung getan auf die Treppe von Aaron Kodesh. He jumped up onto the steps of the ark und mit aufgehobener Hand a Geschrei getan zum Olam mit aller Keuches. And with raised hands, he yelled with all his strength at the congregation, Gewaltigen, awful Jews, was schweigt ihr? Why are you quiet? Hat nicht beweis gewesen. He has humiliated me, gepatscht, slapped me beim Aaron Kodesh in front of the ark. Mich, me, a Taten von Kinder, Gewalt, me, a father of children. Not sure how you translate. Gewalt means it's terrible. Oh yeah, Gewalt, it's awful. I'm open to any suggestions, but I think it's untranslatable.
Yeah, it's an expression of pain, but whoa.
and fright.
Isn't something like "woe is me"?
Oh,
in
good.
English?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
See,
yeah.
it's more than that, like Gewalt.
Yeah. Well, translation is
help.
never accurate. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, because "Weh is mir" would be "woe is me."
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
Anyway, Gewalt. Well, I can finish here, and if you'd like to take over, you've just arrived.
Me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Rachel.
Yeah.
Ich weiß nicht, was es tut, sagt du, but I'll try.
Es ist Simchas Torah und Reb Yoshe und Reb Zalman, die zwei Shamosim, haben sich gerangelt ein bisschen über eine Koffer, was man hat gegeben zu Kalmanen.
Okay. So, should I, okay. Und Salmanke hat sich zerweint. Und Salman broke into tears. Broke down crying. Auf dem negidischen Mizrach und auf die Spiegelbank hat sich durchgetrogen a Gemurmel. On the rich eastern side of the synagogue and on the glass benches.
Well, we looked that up. Spiegelbank apparently is the high quality Eastern Wall seats.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
The
Thank
seats
you.
of honor.
What
Seats
did
of
you
honor.
say?
The seats of honor.
Ah, okay. There was going on a murmur. They were talking there. Auf die weiter dicke Bank, wo es sitzen jeden Krämer, ist der Gemurmel a Ripper in a Geschrei und bei die hinterste Gewölben, wo es steht der Hammon. And on the further away seats, where the store owners are sitting, the murmur sounded in like in a shout, in by the back. I guess here it would be seats.
Well, Gevelben is vaults. I think this is the
Yeah,
arches above the back of the synagogue in that area.
Okay. Where the congregation, the rest of the people, here it will be like more the simple people stay. Dies ist das Geschrei übergegangen in a groß Geliarem auf die Geliar in that shout came out in a in a great yell.
Or an uproar. It caused an uproar.
Uproar, okay. Auf die Kodesh Treplach seien schon gestanden die aufgelaufene Gaboin. On the stairs for to the ark, there were standing already the managers, the Gabaim of the Shul, verstellt Rebioschen mit die Plätzes und gefochert mit die Hand einzustellen dem aufgebräusen Eule. So the Gaboim, they were hiding or covering up Rabbi Yoshe with their shoulders, and they were waving with their hands in order to quieten down the angry public, the angry congregation. Rabbi Yoshe hat gefühlt, es brechen sich ihm unter die Knie. Rabbi Yoshe felt that his knees were breaking down. Hat hinter die gaboische Plätze sich genommen Rücken hinterweilig als nähnt zum Mount Kodesh, bis hat dem Nacken und ebersten halben Guff gemacht wie reingestuft und in offenem Hechel, wo es seinen gestanden die Ziffere Teures und gewahrt, man soll sie herausnehmen zu der letzten Hakoffe. So, where was I? So he behind the shoulders of the Gaboim, it started to move backwards, yeah, all closer to the ark. Professional, I start speaking Hebrew until he almost pushed the upper half of his body almost to the open ark where they were standing the Torahs, and he waited, and the Torahs were waiting to be taken out for the last round. Aufgerissene Piskes und zerreizte chayische Zures seien zu ihm gekommen als Nenter, und Wald von Händ haben sich zu ihm gezeugen. Ihm gewollt der Wagen zerreißen auf Stücke. Torn up mouths and I lost it here.
I would say yawning jaws.
Yeah, but I don't have it.
It's the beginning of the line near the top. The first word is aufgerissene.
Oh yeah, und zerreizte. Sorry, what did you say? I didn't hear.
Yawning jaws.
Okay. Yawning jaws.
Yeah.
Where a pisk is a mouth.
Sure.
Yeah.
The snout.
All right, and angry animalistic shapes and animal shapes came to him closer, and like a forest of hands, many hands were stretching toward him. they wanted to hurt him, to tear him up into pieces.
Yeah.
Rabbi Yoshe,
I think the word tzura over here is an expression, tzuras. Chayish tzuras, animal-like expressions.
is that?
Facial expressions, yes. That's
Okay.
okay
Facial
there.
expressions, yes.
Okay.
Well, it might just be that he's having a kind of a wild, like a daydream, a hallucination, and he sees the images of animals.
Yeah. That's how I understood it.
Mm. Okay.
Yeah. In Hebrew, you use the word tzura for goof, for a body. There's a chayesh tzuras, animal bodies. That's how I understand it.
Okay, but in Yiddish it has a slightly different kind of nuance.
Yeah, well, yeah. Okay. Rabbi Yoshe hat tief abgeschleudert und vermacht die Augen. Rabbi Yoshe deeply calmed down.
No,
And
he shuddered.
shuddered?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. Yeah, abgeschleudert. Okay. And he closed his eyes. Aber mit vermachten Augen hat noch mehr genommen schuddern. But with closed eyes, he shuddered even more. Ihm hat sich ausgedacht, als über den ganzen Eulem schwimmt zu ihm ein Kopf. It seemed to him that through that entire congregation, there was swimming to him a head, der Kopf, die Bord und die Fäusten von Reb Levi Horowitz. The head, the beard, and the what do you call it? Fist, yeah, face of Levi Horowitz. In selben Augenblick hat sich Rabbi Yoshe der Mond wie der Rauf und Schleume Kissenshäuf, hat ihm gestuft zu der Tier und gekritzt mit die Zehen. Schweigen! In that same look,
At the same instant.
in the same Augenblick.
Yeah, Augenblick,
Okay.
at the blink of an eye. It's the same instant.
Okay. In the same instant, Rabbi Yoshe remembered how Rabbi Shlomo Kissens, how the rabbi from Shlomo Kissens' courtyard pushed him to the door, and he, you say it in English, gekritzt mit die Zähne.
He ground his teeth.
Yeah, thank you. Ground his teeth. Schweigen, quiet.
Now, is this Shlomo Kissenshäuf? Is that where Levi Horowitz resides? Is this the same
Yeah.
person?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
Okay. Ob wird erzählen wegen der Chassene von der Agune, wird es sein der größte Chilul Hashem, und ich will euch Reude von Atroma. Okay. So, quiet, silence. If you are going to tell about the wedding of the chained woman, this will be the biggest violation of God's name, and I will chase you endlessly. Levi scope mit a roid. Somebody else take, please.
David, you haven't done any yet today. Would you like to?
there it is, yeah. Reb Levi's a kop, Reb Levi's head, mit a roit geworene board, wie a stick blut. There's a beard with like a little bit of blood. It became red with like a little bit of blood, I guess. And his beard was red. Is showing der Schwummen zum halb verharrlichten Eberschames noch wilder gekrietst mit die Zähnen. Is showing der up to the half fainted chief Abershamis, the sexton, and even further grinds his teeth. Schweigen in the eigener Zeit hat sich zu Reb Joshas Euren der Kekelt. A Dunner. Die ganze Schule hat geschrien. Quiet, schweigen. In the same time, he, this was reverberating in his ears. Zoll Zolgen Farvos, hat gepatcht dem Unterschabbes. He should tell us why he hit the sexton, the sexton's assistant. Oib vet nicht logen, vet von dannen nicht rausgehen ken lebediger. And if he doesn't tell us, he will, from then on, he will not
From here,
no living.
he won't get out of here alive.
He won't get out of here. Yeah, he will not go out a living person. A Ken Lebediger, yeah.
So he's got a trouble now. They want him to tell why he hit the Unterschamis, but Reb Levi Hurwitz tells him he must be silent.
Yeah, in the Schulhof, Faceman Schoen was as he's vorgekommen in Stottschule. Und jeden Gleben nicht sehr euren. In the synagogue courtyard, one already in the courtyard, one already knew what happened inside the Stottschule, the main city synagogue. And Jewish people could not believe their ears, what they heard. In Vilna Stottschule, Simchas Torah zu Hakofas, in the Vilna city synagogue during the Hakofa for Simchas Torah, for the Eugen von ganzen Kol Patchen a Yidden in front of the eyes, before the eye, in front of everyone, the entire congregation, to hit a Jew. There is verschämt sein Chaver for mention, who should embarrass his, you should not embarrass your friend like that in front of other people, I guess. Hat nicht ken Helek in Oilem Habo. Hope Oilem Haba. Yeah, so you should not have any, this kind of person.
Whoever embarrasses, veres verschämt, whoever embarrasses,
should not have
hat nicht
any
ken Chelek.
any part in the world to come. Olam Haba. Kretzen die Fruma Bali Meloches und Hezra Poilim. This is what they were groaning, the devout Bali Meloches, the I guess the merchants of the
No, craftsmen.
craftsmen of the Hevra Poilim, their, I guess their society.
Yeah, that was one of the shuls,
of
the
the
Chevra
shuls.
Poilim, the workers' synagogue.
Yeah, they had different synagogues, I think, based on your profession. So as opposed to the main Stottschule, Ober die Davner von Maljarske Klois. Schreien als zij willen nicht warten, bis men wird beim Eberschames zu nehmen jene Welt. But the prayer, the people praying from the Malyarsky Shul, Klois synagogue.
Yeah, that's the painters.
Yeah. Yeah, the painters synagogue. Yeah, for those people, they were screaming that they will not wait until the chief sexton gets to the afterlife. No, they
No,
want action now.
until they will take away from the first sexton his portion in the world to come. They're not going to wait for that.
Yeah, the assuming to take that their his sunemen to take it from him. They willen him Mason off their belt. They were not going to wait. They're going to take action now. They're going to kill him now, I guess.
Yeah, they'll kill him in this world.
Yeah.
Maimison, kill.
The beat him up.
Make him dead in
Maimis
this
can-
world.
Maimis can also mean to beat up, not necessarily to kill.
Oh, yeah.
Right, exactly. They'll beat him up now.
Es kann nicht sein, als Rabbi Yosha soll uptun, as sagt, ohne Siba. It can't be that Rabbi Yosha will do such a thing without a reason. Rupt Iber often called them Zylinder, no good von alt Nair Klois, moves a rich person from his hat, puts on his, I guess, Rupt Eber, puts on his hat, and then cylinder, the top hat. Now, Rupt Eber, what do you mean he's putting on?
It sounds like he pushes back his hat.
Yeah, pushes back his top hat from. This is a Noga, a wealthy person from the old new synagogue, the Alt Neidersklois. Rabbi Yosha is a Yid, a Lamden, Unachochem. Rabbi Yosha is a Jewish scholar and a wise person, a Lamden and Chochem. Learned Mishnayos mitten Oilem by uns im Klois. He teaches Mishnah with us in our synagogue, our Klois. Das wird Eierjo, sure, ken Mishnayas oisen wenig, hat bei mir die Werde von a Spy. That which your Yoisha can Mishnayas Mishnah from memory, hot by us, has the worth of a spit spy.
Right. The fact that your Yasha knows Mishnayos by heart
Worth spittle
has the worth for me of just spitting.
Yes, it's worth your spit. Tut a cry, der jüngere Manchik mit ein Eis gerasierte Beineken Penable. Tut a the young man with the shaved, I guess, bony face. What's cry? Tuta cry.
It's the sound of a crow.
Crow, yes, right, crowing. Yeah, he crows. Yeah. Penable. Ich habe nicht gesagt, als kann Mishnayos with wenig. I did not say that he can do Mishnah by memory. Lost sich on der Noged Instinkte. The wealthy person says, in his top hat did not, I guess, lustig on brags, I guess. Ich habe ältere Kinder von euch. I have older children than you. Oh, says Ponam, you like somebody who you know it all, I guess. There is who is your father? I didn't, he's talking to this young man. I have older kids than you wise guy, I guess. Oz is Ponam. Who's your father?
Okay. Can I just say that onblosen means to take offense?
Oh, yeah, blosen.
So there's blost on der nugget in cylinder. The rich man in the top hat took offense, and he says, I didn't say that he knew Mishnahs off by heart.
Mhm. Schneider, nicht kein Blutzeuger. Ich bin euch Pratzoviter Jünger. Oh, Pratzoviter Jünger. Okay. Is your father? He's a tailor, not some bloodsucker like, like you. Ich bin euch Pratzoviter Jünger. Pratzoviter?
The word pratza is a Slavic word meaning work. So
A
I'm a
working
workman.
person.
Yeah, I'm a working
Pratza,
person.
I work for a living. Okay, yeah. Oh, very good. And does someone else want to finish the page? But I can
Sure.
read them.
I'd be glad to.
Pratzoviter.
Mit der Fjoschkin bei groben lebedicke Reit schockelt sich die verschnoschkete Kabronim. They ought to bury him alive. Yoshke agrees, nod the slightly tipsy gravediggers. Jüdische Kinder, was redt ihr? Zittert Eich der Socken mit der milchweißer Bord von Klois Joschen. Jewish children, what are you saying? Trembles the old man with the milk-white beard from the old shul. Reb Yoshe is doch nicht kein Moser, chas v'sholem. Reb Yoshe, he's not a
snitch.
A snitch. He's not a snitch. God forbid. Informer, exactly. The Hoylem zekocht sich als mehr. The congregation gets more and more enraged. Well, zekocht sich, in argument. Einer steckt on mit Kas dem anderen. Each one is poking at the other one with anger, verbally. The Engschaft wird größer. The Engschaft, it's narrowness, but it means the lack of space. The crush, wird größer, gets even larger. Von Shul can keiner nicht erreichen, and no one can even leave the Shul. Und der Hamoin auf den Häuf will sich hereinkriegen in a wenig. And the crowd outside wants to come in. Man geht sich über von Moil zu Moil, as der Oilem in Shul was nicht endigen der Akofis. It spreads from mouth to mouth that the congregation in the synagogue is not allowing the Hakofis to finish. Und laying in the Torah, not allowing the Torah then to be read. Bis der Rebbe Shammos wird nicht erzählen, was hat gepatcht dem unter Shammos, until the chief Shammos will explain why he slapped the second Shammos. Entweder auf dem, als Oiber wird erzählen, was der unter Shammos hat abgetan, wird sein der größte Chil Hashem in der Welt. His answer is that if he would explain what the second Shammos had done, that would be the worst Chilul Hashem in the world, the worst desecration of God's name. Will man dergehen beim Unter Shammos, aber guckt mit Teutschreck auf den Eber Shammos und schweigt. So they want to find it out from the second Shammos, that he is looking with deathly fear at the first Shammos, and he is being quiet. Man geht sich wieder rüber, als der Gaboyim teinen ein mit dem Shammos, soll euch sagen. And now, these are what people are discussing. They also inform each other that the Gabayim, the officers, are arguing with the Shammos that he should tell. Soll nicht Moira haben Farachil Hashem, weil der größte Chil Hashem wird sein, man wird in Vilna Stadtschul nicht endigen davenen. And he, this is most likely the first Shammos, should not be worried about a desecration, because the worst desecration would be if in the Vilna city synagogue, they don't finish the davening. Also hat noch nicht passiert, sind Vilna's Vilna. Such a thing has never happened since Vilna was Vilna.